Uh-oh. The never-ending conversation is coming. The inevitable conversation. I'm sorry. Shannon Sharp is on his Nightcap podcast with Ocho Cinco, his co-host. And Shannon says that Beyonce does not move the needle for the NFL the way Taylor Swift does. Right? First he was saying he don't know nobody else that can move the needle like Taylor Swift does as far as in the NFL. And Chad Johnson say, he has a rebuttal. No, Beyonce can definitely move the needle like Taylor Swift. Y'all, I'm here to tell y'all, no, Beyonce can't. And listen, this is not no hate on Beyonce. I'm more of a fan of Beyonce's music than Taylor Swift. Now, I don't just be listening to Beyonce all day long. I'm just not going to do that, right? But I am a fan. I'm more of a fan of her songs than I am of Taylor Swift songs. I can't really tell you many songs that Taylor Swift has made. But I recognize that just because I don't really listen to Taylor Swift, that doesn't mean that the world doesn't. Just because I don't listen to her does not mean that the world doesn't. Taylor Swift, y'all, she is probably one of the most magnetic stars in music that I've seen. Seriously. And I recognize that just off of her not only album sales, but her tour sales, all of that. It's crazy. Taylor Swift album sales do 5 times Beyonce album sales. That lets you know what stratosphere she's in. Like, again, us black folks, we think we the biggest consumers of everything. We are the biggest consumers of some things, but we've never, I repeat, black folks have never been the biggest consumers of music. That's why most artists who sell a lot of records, their audience, their fan base is often diverse. In order to sell a lot of records, a ton of records, you gotta have a diverse fan base. All the biggest rappers, Eminem, that's why he the highest selling rapper of all time. His fan base, he got a lot of white folks around the world who saw themselves in him. And you know, they gravitated to the music worldwide, right? 50/50, another artist. He was able to capture the world, which is why he sold so many records. Taylor Swift, Beyonce captures the world too. But Taylor captures the world in a way that Beyonce just doesn't. And it's not no shade or no hate on Beyonce. Like the Beyonce Renaissance World Tour grossed $580 million. When Taylor Swift's Swift Era Tour, her Swift Era Tour did $1 billion. It grossed $1 billion, the highest grossing tour of all time. What does that tell y'all? She moved the needle in a way that Beyonce doesn't. It is not a hate on Beyonce. Like I say, black folks, we got an emotional attachment to Beyonce. A lot of it, not me, but I mean like a lot of folks we do, right? You got a lot of emotional attachment to Beyonce because like, okay, that's our star. That is our icon. She's of our community and all of that. And she is. But regardless of that, I'm not oblivious to what the Swifties do. Taylor Swift has 100 million listeners on Spotify. Beyonce only has 50 million listeners. You see who moving the dial more. Like, for real. Since Taylor Swift has been dating Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's fan base has been tuning into the football games, buying tickets to the games, buying Kansas City Chiefs Travis Kelce jerseys because she's at the game supporting his team. They out here buying merchandise. They buying tickets. They watching the games just to see her on the screen. I'm telling you right now, Beyonce fan base not tuning into the football games the way Taylor Swift fans tuning in, even if Jay-Z was on the team his goddamn self. I promise you. Beyonce could be dating Odell Beckham. And it ain't going to be the same, it's not going to be the same turnout. Black folks going to watch the game to see B supporting her if she was dating Odell. But they ain't going to be buying them jerseys and buying them tickets and showing up in droves the way the Taylor Swift fans do. It's just a fact. And the NFL knows that. That's why they keep marketing her on TV. That's why they keep panning the camera and showing her. Because they recognize she going to bring in some mega millions for them. So they going to keep showcasing that woman. And a lot of people going to get annoyed. But it is what it is, right? And I know a lot of folks, some people got annoyed because Travis Kelce left a black girl to be with Taylor Swift. And I'm looking like I'm never shocked that a white man is leaving a black girl to get back with a white woman. That's just never going to shock or appall me. I'm just not. I don't care what type of John B. acts they are under. I don't care what type of MC search act they are under. I don't give a damn what act they, I don't care what goddamn Michael Rappaport spell they might be under. I'm not going to be shocked or surprised if they date a black woman and then go back to a white woman. It's just never going to shock me, right? And we know Travis Kelce more John B-ish than Michael Rappaport and more, who did I just name? I don't know. I could have named Gary Owen too. I don't care what type of act, I don't care what type of act he under. I'm not going to be shocked that a white man goes back to a white woman. It's just not. Whatever. Anyway, the Swifties come out in droves for Taylor Swift. And the NFL, they want that marketability. They want to raise their profit, their revenue. And if you got a star coming to the games, they recognize what that does for them. And people like, oh, you're not gonna tell me Beyonce don't move the needle just as much as Taylor Swift does. I'm sorry, y'all. It's true. That doesn't mean that Taylor Swift is more talented than Beyonce. I don't know. The girl got to be dope and talented for her to be selling all these records. But I know Beyonce is a talent that can dance her ass off. She gives an amazing performance from all accounts of what I heard from my mama, from my sister and them, from some of the girls that I went to school with talking about her performances all the time. I know she put on a goddamn show without question. But I want to make people aware of this when I say this. Taylor Swift, like Eminem, and y'all know I criticize Eminem on his channel because a lot of his fans think he's the greatest to ever do it, and get the fuck out of here. He's a great rapper. He can rap, but no. Because a lot of people that say Eminem is the greatest of all time, they don't even listen to hardly anybody but Eminem. But anyway, Taylor Swift has the Eminem effect on her side as well. I'm not saying she's not talented, but let's face it. Taylor Swift is a white woman, right? And again, what I tell y'all, we are not the biggest consumers. Black folks are not the biggest consumers of everything. There are white folks who are going to buy her albums in droves because they see a woman who they identify with, who's singing songs that they love, songs that make them feel good, who's making great music, but they identify with her. They're going to run and go buy her shit up. The same way, soon as Eminem dropped, so many white boys from trailer parks, white boys who never felt represented in rap, they ran to go buy it up because they felt they had representation. Well, Eminem even more because he was in rap. Taylor Swift is in the pop lane. So white folks always been in pop music. So Eminem even more. Like when he came in rap, they felt like, oh my God, we got our dude. And it's people, white folks, not even just in America, across the world, saw themselves in a man that had the blonde hair and the blue eyes rapping alongside Dr. Dre. And they gravitated to that. Taylor Swift is a phenomenal musical artist. She's a phenomenal talent. But she white. So, of course, it's going to be people that just be like, yo, I feel that they see themselves in her too. You know what I mean? And I'm going to add this too. It ain't even just, again, I believe, yeah, white folks are the biggest consumers of music. White people around the world. I'm not just saying white American folks. White folks around the world, biggest consumers of music. So they look like, oh, she makes good music. And she look like us too. Oh, that's a double plus, a double whammy. But I'm going to say this too. Taylor's career has ascended as the social media world and internet has just blown up. The social media world has blown up. Her career ascended along while that stuff was bubbling. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Her career has been ascending all throughout the times that these platforms have been generating. So she has a younger fan base. Younger people who gravitate to her music, who are connected to her, who feel connected to her, based upon her presence on social media and all of that and social media trends. They're connected to that young woman rather, right? I was going to say call her a girl. And so she going to have bigger star power in that aspect too, because a lot of Beyonce fans, you got young Beyonce fans, but a lot of them are like, you got 20-year-old Beyonce fans, but you got a lot of 30, 40-year-old Beyonce fans. A lot of Taylor Swift fans in their 20s, 30s. Some of them teenagers, man. And so you're going to have a different turnout when you got that demographic on your side coming out to support. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, she do move the needle bigger than Beyonce. And it's not saying she make better music than Beyonce or I like her music better because I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't. I don't listen to Beyonce a whole day and all day and night either, but I do like some music that Beyonce has made. You feel me? Even as a man, I can sit here and tell you that shit. A lot of that shit was dope. You know, like that dang on, what's that song? Me, Myself, and I, probably the best song she ever made. That Upgrade You, all that shit back when she was making all that. Even, what's the damn song came on the radio the other day? I was in the Uber. What's the song she had with Drake? That stop making a big deal out of the little things, because I got big deals and I got little things. I just want to say, man, that shit was hard in it. We like to party with Andre 3000 was on one song, and then J. Cole was on one version. That shit was hard, right? Even when I remember when my daughter's mama would be playing that Love on Top, and that was it from the 4 album, I believe. That shit was hard. She was playing that out all the time. My daughter mama was playing it all the time. So I really like Beyonce's music. I've enjoyed a lot of her music. Now again, I'm not just gonna be just listening to them albums all through and through, but when I hear a lot of songs, I like those songs probably more than I would listen to a Taylor Swift song. But I cannot act like I'm oblivious to this Taylor Swift effect. The NFL know that too. That's why they keep showing her, even though people get mad at her presence on TV. Now, Taylor Swift it's been people that have been annoyed by Taylor Swift even before the whole dating Travis Kelce thing. It's been people that have been annoyed with her before. It was just more people outside of the black outside of the black ethnicity. It was white folks that was annoyed with Taylor Swift before the end. But even then, she was still selling music and moving the dial and becoming a star, and her star power was increasing. So yeah, I do believe that. I don't believe Beyonce moves the needle for the NFL the way Taylor Swift does, because Beyonce fans ain't gonna be buying up the merchandise, and the black women ain't just driving all the way into them stadiums, piling into the stadiums to come to the game because Beyonce gonna be there. They not gonna be buying up her man jerseys, because they ain't gonna do that the way Taylor Swift fans gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be tuning into the games like Taylor Swift fans will tune into the games because she there. You know, so yeah. I just think that's the difference. But I agree with Shannon Sharp. Taylor Swift moves the needle for the NFL way more than Beyonce ever could or would. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.